Today we will talk about the reasons that caused ships like the Titanic, considered unsinkable, and the Titan, a submarine, to sink. First, let's talk about the reasons Titanic sank. What happened that the Titanic, which took 1,200 days to prepare, sank in just 2 hours? So, here are the 4 reasons behind its sinking. The first mistake was overspeeding. The ship's captain had been given a deadly mandate by the owners to reach its destination, New York, in just 7 days. This forced the captain to maintain high speed from the beginning. This mistake, like the other subsequent ones, also became a cause of the ship's sinking. This mistake, and the second mistake, was to ignore warnings from other ships. 72 hours had passed, and Titanic was continuously heading towards its destination. That very night, warnings were given by nearby ships about heavy icebergs in the route, advising to slow down. However, Titanic's crew ignored all these warnings because they considered it a common thing. But this mistake, like the other mistakes, eventually became the reason for the ship's sinking. The third mistake was that the ship's lookout personnel did not have any instrument to detect approaching dangers from a distance and prepare for avoiding them. Despite Titanic's 2 previous mistakes, it was moving towards its destination at a high speed without any fear. Due to the lack of binoculars for the lookout personnel and the darkness of the night, an iceberg as large as a football field was only spotted when it was very close to the ship. At that moment, the lookout personnel immediately informed the captain of the situation, but the captain was late in taking action to steer the ship away from the iceberg. By the time the captain turned the ship, it was too late, and the iceberg was very close to the ship. As a result, when Titanic collided with the iceberg, the captain still hoped that perhaps Titanic would not be damaged by colliding with the iceberg or that the iceberg would break apart due to the collision with Titanic. This hope would only have been effective if the builders of Titanic had not failed to showcase their expertise. Experts believe that the patches on Titanic's body, which were meant to hold heavy steel pieces together, were made not of steel but of cast iron. Now, because cast iron is not as strong as steel, the area of impact was severely damaged immediately after the collision. Water had started to fill the ship from the area where it was damaged, but there was still hope that Titanic would survive because it was designed in such a way that even if water filled 3 of its floors, Titanic would not sink. Unfortunately, water filled 5 floors of Titanic, causing it to slowly begin sinking. Now, let's talk about the reasons behind the sinking of the OceanGate's Titan submarine. Titan was supposed to travel from Canada to the ocean depths, about 600 kilometers away from where the famous Titanic-era wreckage lies. Titan was primarily used to take tourists to explore the wreckage of the Titanic. Similarly, on June 17th, this submarine was also supposed to take tourists to explore the wreckage of the Titanic. There were 5 people on this tour. Among them was Hamish Harding, the founder of Action Aviation, who had also traveled to space with Jeff Bezos. Stockton Rush, the CEO of OceanGate, was also present. Paul Henry was third in line, and he had considerable knowledge about the Titanic. Lastly, Pakistani business tycoon Prince Dawood was there with his son Suleiman. Now, where Titan was supposed to go to see the wreckage of the Titanic, it was located at a depth of 4,000 meters, which is equivalent to 4 kilometers deep in the ocean. To put this into perspective, imagine stacking 4 Burj Khalifa towers on top of each other, and the depth would still exceed that. Naturally, at such depths in the ocean, the pressure exerted on any object is extremely high. At this point, the pressure exerted on any submarine is around 5,600 psi, which you can understand as balancing a full-grown elephant on just 1 finger. Let's see what were the major flaws that caused Titan to sink. Flaw number 1. Material. It's evident that to withstand such immense pressure at the depths of the ocean, a material is needed that can handle such pressure. Usually, submarines are made of titanium because it's the hardest metal and can withstand the pressure of water. However, in Titan's case, titanium was only used in name. Titan was made of carbon fiber-like material, which cannot withstand such intense pressure and may break. Flaw number 2. Changing shape. When Titan was first built, its shape was designed in a way that the pressure could be equally distributed and only 2 people could sit at a time. To accommodate more passengers, the founders changed Titan's shape, distributing pressure unevenly and allowing 5 people to sit at a time. Furthermore, creating more space in the middle increased the pressure in the middle section, raising the risk of the submarine breaking in the middle.
When the submarine was submerged into the water, the communication link with the mothership was lost just an hour after submerging. This was initially considered a normal occurrence. However, the problem escalated when the submarine failed to resurface after its scheduled time. A search operation was initiated to locate the submarine, revealing that it had been destroyed due to the pressure of the water.